Hi everyone, I'm Grahtles and welcome to a new time-saving guide for noobs. So here we are and we're going to go ahead and put in our first public transportation. So you may notice that our city looks a little different. I went back and I actually rebuilt the city that we used the last time. I basically kept it the same way. This is still default and this is still our self-sufficient buildings with local and organic, and I added to our neighborhood to expand the population. So I have a good amount of money coming in now. I did move our services from here to here, and yeah, let's go ahead and run some buses. Alright, so you can see we're making quite a lot of money and we're doing pretty well. And we want to get these citizens up and around quite easily to our industrial areas and to each other. So let's go ahead and go into public transportation. So our first option here is the bus depot, the biofuel bus depot, and a bus station. So next, we're going to go ahead and figure out where we would like to put this bus depot. Now we have a nice clear space over in here or over in this corner. It can go pretty much anywhere. Now I'm thinking down in here might be a good idea, considering that we have this empty space. So I'm going to go ahead and delete this road really quickly. Next, I'm going to draw in another road down in here, just coming straight out into here, and this is where the bus depot is going to go. So let's go in, we'll grab our bus depot, pop him right there. As you can see, it's saying it's not enough workers. They're probably having trouble getting from this area over to this area. So that's what the buses are going to do. They're going to help them get around. So let's get some electric to him. There we go. Alright, so let's go ahead and get some buses run. So now we have bus stations, or we can just run routes. So we're just going to run routes for now. We don't have any big city right now where we want to add a big bus station. So let's come down into this first area and just make a loop going counterclockwise and clockwise. Alright, so as you can see, we have the bus routes, and I'm just going to make sure that they kind of line up with each other. So you could take this line and drag it down to there. You can grab this line and drag it to there, so they're all kind of even. We're going to come on this side and do the same thing. So now you can see their land value is raising because they have public transportation, and that makes them super happy. Let's take a look at this other neighborhood. Now we don't have a lot of through roads. This one does not connect down to this road, so we may connect this one to here and bring this around in a circle this way. So let's take a look. Alright, so now that we connected this road, we can definitely make a nice loop coming around this way and going back. So let's do that. And there we go. Now eventually I'm going to recolor or repaint these lines so we can tell them apart. But for now, let's just keep moving over to here. So let's take a look at this neighborhood. We do not have a lot of cross streets going on in here. What I'm thinking is we may connect this road in here. What is this? A basketball court? We're going to relocate over to there. I'm going to take this road and try to squeeze it in behind the cemetery. Let's come from this direction. I think that might be a little easier. And do something like that. Alright, so now we're set to run our next bus route. Alright, now that we created 3 different bus routes for each of the different neighborhoods, this is Woods Hill. Let's just make sure our districts are good. Now in here I have European suburbia, and I had to take some of the zoning off. It would not fill in for the commercial, so that's okay. No big deal. Let's go into our public transportation and get a lines overview. So now let's take a look here. We're going to recolor some of these lines. So now line 1 and 2, I just colored pink and purple, and we're going to name that Forest Square A and Forest Square B. Next we're going to recolor 3 and 4. So let's keep it as a green, and 4 will make yellow. So now those colors line up with Crescent Hills, so we're going to rename the lines Crescent Hill A and Crescent Hill B. Alright, so we renamed the Forest Hills, we've renamed the Crescent Hills, and now we have to do the Woods Hills. So let's go ahead, we'll do the same thing with these guys. So here, why don't we do maybe a shade of orange, and maybe a darker shade of orange, almost like a red. Alright, so let's take a look at our lines overview. So now I did click on line's name, and it gives me it in alphabetical order. And I'm just going to go here, and I'm just going to see what kind of buses we're using. So I'm thinking minibuses would be a great option for all of these areas because they're not very big. Alright, so now that we got the main routes done in each of the neighborhoods, we're going to have a bus that comes through and brings our citizens from one place to another. So let's go back into transportation, routes, and run a route. Alright, so we're going to leave this bus line blue, and it's going to be able to bring our citizens all throughout the whole city here. And we're going to go ahead and name this route CFW line. We're also going to go ahead and inspect this line, and I think what we'll do is we'll use super bendy buses. This could get quite full, bringing people back and forth, and we'll keep an eye on it. So this should be our busiest line. We'll see how it goes. So we're going to let this run for a little bit, and I'll be right back. Alright, so I let this run for a little bit. We're going to go in and check on our lines and see how they're doing. So as expected, the CFW line that's bringing everybody back and forth between the neighborhoods is really cranked up. They're doing a lot of business, and that's fine. Eventually we may want to put in metro or something like that, but for this episode we're doing buses. So yeah, I'm gonna leave this episode off here. I hope you enjoyed, and I think we'll take a little bus ride around town. And as always, if you like my content, you want to see more, please click the like button, subscribe, comment, share, do all those good things. I really do appreciate it. And let's get on a bus.